Okay, hello everyone. Today we are going to present about the new management accounting tools, which is the topic of the benchmarking. So myself as Dharshini Devi, so I'm going to be the first presenter. So we can see that the second slide. Okay, this is the first part I'm going to present, which is the introductions. It is covered the define of the benchmarking and also the purpose of the benchmarking, which is the definitions of the tool. So we can see that the define of the benchmarking is something like we comparing our company success to the other comparable firms, which are other comparable organization, in order to see the performance gap, like we increasing our company's effectiveness. At the same time, it is a techniques like we assessing in a contrasting the importance of the company key performance indicators to those competitors, like we understanding their strengths, shortcoming, which is the weakness, in order to enhance the internal operations as well. At the same time, it also define like we enable to set objective and also monitoring the productivity in terms of the evaluating, processing, programming, and policing those benchmarking. So it is focusing on the three components like the quality, time, also the cost. So we can see that under the meaning, there will be the kinds, like the different types of the benchmarking, like the internal benchmarking and external benchmarking. So internal benchmarking is something like an assessment and comparison among the essential processes among the teams and organizations, like people within the company. And external benchmarking is something like when control the critical operations, measure and compare with the competitors as well. So the purpose of the benchmarking, there will be three main purpose, which is enhance the sales growth or performance, make it more efficient, and engage or motivate employees. So improve the sales growth of the performance is something like evaluate the sales numbers and compare them to those of the most successful organization in sector. Like we example, like we might be see the how much the another firm sell, like how much the individuals work on their marketing teams, and most probably like the competitors have agreements with other large firms. And also the second one will be making more efficient, like the regular benchmarking is adds the firm's cooperation effectiveness by helping it to discover the possible areas for the internal operations, like it can be applicable in both sales and manufacturing. And the last will be like engage or motivate employees. It is one of the important thing in the benchmarking, as well as excellent potential to boost their commitments to the corporation, like analyze department of the competitions are the greatest benchmarking to boost the employee motivation. And the third, move forward the implementation. So we can see that the implementation of the benchmarking, there will be covered three sectors, like the healthcare industry. Healthcare industry is covers the improvement in terms of the benchmarking participations, like the partnership among the benchmarking. It is demonstrate the important aspect in implementation among the healthcare industry. So the operation, so benchmarking operation is came out and also carried out in the national level and also the international level, which is the international level is to be implemented, like implemented by the diverse group of the healthcare system players. So majority of them would be the academics and also the medical groups as well. So the supplementary quality improvement, supplementary one of the important thing which is have to improve or have to implement it, like all of the data will be shown in the strong evidence in those articles. And also the technique implement like it will be covered to direct use and indirect use. Direct use is a performance measurement by the doctors do investigation during the healthcare industry, as well as the indirect use. So we can see that it is support the quality improvement in terms of the meeting, recommendation, and technical support, like all levels in the healthcare system, like the medical groups and also the institution. So the last one will be the clinician substantive and also measure care process. It will be reflect only a subset of the process to contribute a specific result to the implemented, like introductions of alternative assessments such as the patient collected data and also the populations based on the indicators as well. Okay, next going to Samithra will be present.
Okay, I'm Samithra. I'm going to explain about the implementation of benchmarking in the manufacturing sector. So we can see the modern, in the modern era, we can see the manufacturing business are mostly focused on the business profit maximization. So when they are mostly focused on the profit maximization, they cannot, they are not considering the environment and the human health. So in order to solve this kind of problem, benchmarking is the only way to make them identify where they can improve their performance. So from here, we can see that in the implementation, the manufacturing company must revisit the traditional business model by considering the effect of profit making on the environment and the people health, because when they are mostly focused on profit making, since the environment and human health is affected. So in the European Union, right, they have follow the regulation and standard that it set by the government. For example, in the European Union, there are cannot sell the harmful substance which is like hazardous substance, like that they cannot sold that kind of item. They are restricted that kind of item. So we can see that since European Union are restricted, we can also adapt that strategy and follow that regulation, and to in order to make achieve the sustainable manufacturing company. So the second is three-layer approach, which is like a product, process, and system. And in this three-layer process, we can see that every manufacturing company cannot be benchmark their performance using only one element. So we can see that three element and we benchmark that. So from there, the company is for example, the company is manufacturing of a glove which is made of acid substance. So the company can see in the production, the company can avoid the acidic substance, and they can give safety equipment such as gloves or any other safety equipment, for example like shoes and so on, to make their workers is safe at their place, I mean in their production sites. And then last is data envelopment analysis, which is a mathematical program approach used to measure the productivity efficiency, because the global manufacturing company is mostly apply the framework of DAE and also the bad output model. In this model, the water and the energy and manpower is considered as a good output, and the wastewater, chemical compound, and labor injuries is considered as a bad output. And this approach is also become a future study for the business order in order to make a proper decision to benchmark the production of the manufacturing company.
Okay, and then okay, the tourism sector will be continued by me myself, Sakti. Right. Tourism sector. Okay, the implementation benchmarking here will be competitiveness. Okay, boosting competitiveness is a very important and crucial point, because competitiveness is a successful campaign where there are rivalry between the among destinations, because tourism normally depends on the destination that we are going for. Okay, inside Malaysia itself, we have Langkawi as a one tourism destination, and also Melaka as another one more place as a tourism destinations. So those like boosting competitiveness among the destinations also helps our tourism sector to come up with more productive ideas to overcome and then such situation as COVID-19. Once COVID-19 is finished, they were coming up with a lot of ideas to run the tourism sectors even more successful than before this. Okay, moving forward, the creations, okay, management. So the interest manifests in the management level, creates the various instruments to assess destination relative competitiveness sectors, such as travel, tourism, or competitiveness index. So can do this by in Malaysia. Normally, the tourism sectors is come out with Malaysia is one of the famous tourism sector. With also Singapore also combined with it, where Singapore also have their own tourism places which they can boost your tourism sectors. So those Malaysia always have their uniqueness in it. So the index is help us to competitive between both the other countries with Asia countries. How well is our Malaysia is coming out with it. Is one of the example. Okay, moving forward will be destination of extramural service as a research. Okay, this research shows the effectiveness of the technique, which increase the applications in terms of management, or also that analysts which monitor the competitiveness implies for a particular destination, such as Langkawi. Okay, for this, what are the things other than the sea and also the forest? So what are the other things that can be taken as one of the main point for the tourism is one of the way where this is the destination of this research expand. Okay, the explanation in the management applications also that the dynamic as an analyze. Okay, where this is also the dynamic analyze track the competitiveness on the specific destination and titles. As a result, it also thought that the effectiveness of the strategic developed by the managers and also the location to help the strategies pathway so that it can enhance the competitiveness positions. Okay, the comparisons between the articles. There are similarities between the articles is that to evaluate the performance by comparing with the other competitors. For all the articles were chosen, the healthcare, tourism, and also manufacturing sector, they have their own way to evaluate their performance by comparing with their competitors. This is the one of the similarities between the articles. Okay, the difference for the healthcare industry will be the partnership. Okay, as for the partnership, you can see that the healthcare won't have always have a partnership to combine with together with them, so that how they are running the business helps them to overcome such situation. Also the product, because on the healthcare industries they have their product to sell, or also the product they are buying, so they always have a partnership, not with the same thing but with the other companies or other productions which helps them for the specific product. Okay, manufacturing sectors. Okay, for manufacturing sectors, the difference is that the respectable local and global organization, because manufacturing for manufacturing sectors, so manufacturing comes with, for every countries they have their local or also global corporations in a country. Thus, so we need to understand the locals and also how their work's done there, so that the manufacturing sector can have a strong points in the location that they are chosen. Because around some areas, okay, they have a global corporation also included. Thus, they have to come up with some points where they can work together with the local respective, so that the manufacturer, when there was like a law in hand, they need employees and employees from those areas, so they can offer the benefits of working with them. And also they can, because for some countries, okay, they have like certain holidays they need it. So those, for that holidays, it will be announced as public holiday. So for those holidays, they won't be coming to work. So they can offer some benefits for them. For these holidays, they can offer this much. Also, if they work, they can pay double or third. So depends on the manufacturing sector. They have to respect the local and also understand the situations. And going forward is the tourism sector. Okay, for tourism sector, the destination managers. Okay, for tourism sectors, they have like the destination managers of a different destination manager for every tourism place destination that's chosen. Because we need to understand how is the manager will come up with a plan to expertise their area, such as like Malacca. Okay, Malacca also known as one of the tourism site in Malaysia where they have a lot of history of British came in and out their rules. So it's one of the way that for Malacca itself, they have their own tourism respectiveness who will work together to combine all the materials and also research so that it can help us to help them to generate the profit from the tourism for their state. So from these comparison articles, we can see a different part of different types of points we can gather from it. Also, the similarities is to evaluate performance by the comparing with their competitors.
Okay, the second one is differences in terms of the different technique uses. So we can see that the healthcare industry is user direct and indirect use of the performance measurements. Like as I said before, in the healthcare industry, they will use different kind of the direct and indirect use of the performance measure to evaluate their operations in their organizations, as well as the manufacturing sector is uses the product, process, and system technique, like how they using the benchmarking in terms of the product, in terms of the processings of their manufacturing procedure and a system they uses for in their production. And the last one will be in compared to the tourism sector, they will use the dynamic technique as well as the tourism they conducted among the different countries. So they will use the dynamic technique. So the last slide.
For the conclusion, overall, we can see the new management accounting tool, which is benchmarking, is assigned in our group. So we learned a lot of things from here, and we learned what is benchmarking, the purpose of benchmarking, and the implementation of benchmarking, and so on. We learned that benchmarking gives a proper information to the business owner about the strength and weakness of the company. So the purpose will be key to improve the key area and motivate employees and enhance sales. And we believe that the recent development in those sector, which is healthcare, manufacturing, and the tourism, is worth to implement, because from here there are a lot of changes has been made. So we learned that by benchmarking, that by benchmarking method, we use to make the company more successful, and we can adopt we can adopt the benchmarking method to make to find any gaps and weaknesses as well.
Okay, that's all, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.